Another 4.5 minutes, please. This is the first song I ever wrote as a sober guy. I did my first year of incarceration down at Red Rock Correctional Facility down in Eloy, Arizona. There was about 1,840 guys on the yard, about 400 people doing natural life. The first day I walked into prison, I wasn't sure yet if I was going to get sober. I actually tried to order some $500 worth of pills from a guy, and he got in a fight on the way back to my cell. And instead, the church guys came by and they said, "Hey man, this is on day 2. We heard you play a little guitar." I was like, "I do." They said, "How's your walk with the Lord?" I said, "It's getting better every day." They took me down to the chapel a couple weeks later, and I opened this closet. And I never in my wildest imagination dreamed there'd be instruments in prison. And I opened this closet, there was 2 acoustic guitars, a piano, a couple other things. And I remember breaking down in tears. I thought the only thing that mattered to me at the time, which was music, was going to be gone for the next 6 years, which I would have rightfully deserved, right? So I wasn't complaining about that. So it opened up a whole other chapter in my life, and I made the decision right there to get sober. Again, on April 1st, I'll have 7 years clean and sober. It's Tylenol, ibuprofen, and iced tea is about as heavy as I get. So for the first year, I spent in cell HD 65, just like you see in the movie. It was a 2-tier prison. There was, the old rusty guardrail up on the top. And I had a window that looked out east about this wide, and there was a gutter running across the top of it wrapped in Razorwire. And we had to be up at 4:30 in the morning for formal count, standing next to our bed. So I watched a lot of sunrises through that lens of Razorwire, and it got me thinking about this song. This is the first song I ever wrote sober. It's the last song I'm going to play for you guys here today. Thank you so much for listening. And if you give me a few minutes of your silence, I would really appreciate it. I won't ask for it again. You got Morgan Wade coming up next, folks. Make some noise. This song's called Razorwire Sunrise. Take a little adjustment here. This humidity's got this thing a little wonky. There we go. If you want to hear this song and your neighbors being loud, remember what I said when I started this show? I've never seen it coming like smoke before the fire. I'm caught up in fast living, dancing on the line, until lights shattered right before my eyes. I stood shaking to the core as I watched another man die. Baptized in guilt with an elephant on my chest, a handful of pills as I prayed for my last breath. But a selfish escape just wasn't in God's plan. The state gave me 6 years, and here I stand. And I'm looking out the window as the darkness turns to light, and there's a sharp and steel reflection in my eyes. And white clouds are burning into blue in an empty eastern sky, as I stare out at a razor wire sunrise. If these walls could talk, they'd scream at the top of their lungs. The crossed out days are enough to darken the sun. I'm searching for the patience and not the time, but the hands are moving slow and the seasons grind. But this concrete and steel can't keep my spirit in. It bleeds right through the mortar and finds a wind. Forgiveness slowly wraps around my mind. Redemption floods the driest days of my life. And I'm looking out the window as a tear falls from my eye. I've caused enough pain for 100,000 lifetimes, but I won't go back to the way I was. That part of me has died. I found grace in a razor-wire sunrise. Darkness turns the light, and there's a sharp and steel reflection in my eyes. And white clouds are burning into blue in an empty eastern sky. I see God in a razor-wire sunrise. I see God in a razor-wire sunrise. My name is J.D. Graham. Thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon. If you know anybody out there struggling with alcoholism or addiction, I told you my number, my telephone number is at the bottom of my website, which is thejdgraham.com. I swear to God, man, if you got somebody struggling and need to talk to somebody that's been through it, you give them my telephone number, and I promise you, if I'm not asleep or playing a song, I'll answer the phone for them. Thank you guys so much. I love you all.